Hey, welcome to the Old School Show. I'm your host, Coach L.O. Grant, longtime football and wrestling coach for over 30 years and now retired. Have you ever seen the movie The Sandlot? Of course you have, or at least most of you have. It's pretty much a movie about boys playing baseball back in the early 60s, and it's very much about the old school way of how boys played baseball. How do I know? I was there. I was 11 years old in 1962. It's a very good movie, not great like The Godfather, but it's good. Now, some critics didn't think it was very good and gave it a low rating. Those folks don't understand boys, and they don't understand boys in the 50s and 60s. I doubt if any of them even played sports. I'm telling you, they had everything spot on in that movie. The way boys dressed back then, how they played ball all day, and how everything seems so much bigger when you're a kid, like that giant dog. Now, there's a line in that movie. You're killing me, Smalls. You see, Smalls was kind of out of it when it came to playing ball. His buddies were always amazed at his lack of awareness. Our Smalls moment would have been a kid who didn't curve the bill of his cap. You know, his bill would be straight across like so many do today. To us, that would have been laughable. But here's the thing, too. Did you notice that in this movie, they didn't talk about their Little League team or certainly their traveling team? Yes, I played Little League baseball, but we didn't even know what a traveling team was. So, yeah, we played some Little League and we played baseball all day. But you know where I really learned to play ball? On the Sandlot. Now, don't get me wrong. I learned a lot of little things from my Little League experience, like bunting, covering the right base, hitting the cutoff man, and stuff like that. But mostly, I learned from playing with my buddies. Have you noticed how many great players come from the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico? They play ball all day in the streets. Games like stickball and corkball if they don't have a ball diamond. And a real popular game called Batalla is played in the streets in the Dominican Republic. It's played with a broomstick and a large bottle cap for a ball. Now, many scouts believe that the game of Batalla dramatically helps hand-eye coordination. And hey, there have been a lot of good Dominican hitters. By the way, we played our own version of stickball in Illinois as I grew up. I heard some people complaining a few years ago that inner city kids don't have the money to play baseball. Money? Are you kidding me? We played with an old dirty baseball and wooden bats that had been broken. We taped them up and nailed them back together. Several years ago, my wife and I were driving through some Chicago neighborhoods. There are some nice parks in Chicago, and every one of them has one or two beautiful baseball diamonds, and every one of them sat empty. Where were the kids? An old baseball, one bat, a few old gloves, and you got a baseball game. And don't tell me, well, baseball is for rich kids. Hey, Ozzie Smith, the Hall of Fame shortstop of the St. Louis Cardinals, he didn't have a glove when he first started playing, so he put a paper bag over his hand for a glove. He figured out a way to play. So, no excuses. If you want to play any sport, there's always a way. And speaking of baseball, I saw a list of the top 20 greatest baseball players of all time on YouTube. Now, it was a pretty good list, but there was no Pete Rose, the all-time hits leader. He and Ty Cobb are the only players to have more than 4,000 hits. Rose had 4,256 hits, and Cobb had 4,189. How do you leave off Rose? Now, the Hall of Fame doesn't have anything to do with this, does it? Maybe I'll make up my own list of the top 20 baseball players of all time. Now, what do you think of anything in this show? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe so we can keep this going. Hey, we'll see you next time on the Old School Show.